Okay, guys, we're about to do some toasts. We're here at the rehearsal dinner, and here's Mr. Tom Abbey.
Yeah, shut him up.
Hey!
Hey, y'all shut up. This is it. This is the opening, father of the groom speech.
What?
I do want to say thank you.
Call this is for you.
Just tickle pink that everybody can make it. This is a big crowd for rehearsal dinner. And there's so many of you guys that I know who have been to the lake house. We have a lot of history behind it, but I know you're very, very special to Kyle and Lisa. I do want to recognize a few people here. Paul, Lisa's brother here is on the end. Yeah. Paul is really special. I think you still call your sister every day, do you not? They're very, very close. Aww. And we have the infamous Joel and Nancy. And these guys are going to put up one heck of a celebration on the Big W tomorrow. So we have Kyle's brother and my beautiful daughter-in-law, Katie, Austin. Raise your hands so everybody can see.
Chuck.
Chuck. Everybody knows about Chuck. My wife and partner on the right here, Barbara, raise your hand. This is her show. She's actually put on most of this. This is all her doing. We have Kyle's grandmother. We have Patsy, which is Barbara's sister, which is Kyle's. There are a lot of aunts and uncles and nieces and nephews and cousins here, so I can't name them all, but we're glad you're here with us. We have a lot of people that have traveled from a lot of different places. We've got folks from not only Tennessee and Mississippi and Alabama, but we got them coming up from several places out of Florida tomorrow. We've got folks from Illinois who have flown in. We have somebody from Colorado who's flown in, and parts beyond. So we really appreciate it. It just shows the true value of the friendship you have for Lisa and Kyle to show up for this. This is a destination wedding. Most of them are pretty small. This is a big-ass wedding. Anyway, then of course, we have the two people why we were here for the celebration, Kyle and Lisa. When Lisa came over to the house for the first time, I told my wife, I said, she's got the character, I think she's going to be the one. You watch. You watch. Yeah. But I love Lisa when she comes over to the house. The smile, the hugs, the manic laugh that she has. I love her to death, and I can't wait for her to be my daughter-in-law. And Kyle, my son, we are so proud of you as an individual and a son. Your zest for life, your all the things you've done as you grew up. We've got gray hairs on both sides of here. We can talk about the busting the dining room table. We can talk about the go-karts. We can talk about the pulling the fire alarm.
Yeah.
We can talk about the flipping the state trooper off and getting the ticket on the interstate. But he does have a zest for life, and he has a zest for travel. I know his core-hearted cry, where's Phil? Phil. He has traveled to Port Elizabeth, to Johannesburg. Why the heck they had to go to Cuba? That's where that gray hair came from, right there. But anyway, we love you guys to death, and I do want to toast them and just say this is to their marriage that's going to take place tomorrow, and we wish them happiness through all their life.
Yeah, boy! Yeah! Woo!
My wife and I are expecting our first child on Sunday. It's a momentous occasion. We are so looking forward to it.
Just been let out of the cage.
We'd like to thank Kyle. He's trained us. We've taken Kyle a lot of places. He's ridden in the back of my truck. Me, my wife, Kyle, a bottle of beer. You just give him something, it puts in his mouth and goes to sleep. It's been a wonderful time. Lisa, you've tamed a wild beast. I've seen this man do things that no man should do. His Ruth tells me not to tell all the stories that I've seen. Or his mother. He's going a little bald on top. He's a little red. We love him. My wife wishes she could be here. To Kyle and Lisa.
Kyle and Lisa.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy.
I want to say something. A couple things. It's going to be tough to get through, but
Are you crying for Kyle?
I'm so sorry for Kyle to have to deal with that. It's just terrible. I mean, I've talked to her 35 years. Jeez, I can't imagine what he's got. You know, it's just, she is,
You better not mess up Kyle, he'll shoot you.
yeah, you know, I just think of a lot of stories growing up, and, you know, it means a lot to me, and, you know, geez. Anyway, so how about those Cowboys? I know. Anyway, no, we just have a lot of things we've done in the past. You know, I think, you know, I had a bad semester at college at one time. I had to go home for a semester. One of the fun parts about that was is that's kind of where Lisa and I got to get a little closer, because I was 4.5 years, you know, older than her. So we didn't get to do a lot, because, you know, when I was 16, she was 12. She'd be like, "Oh, take me to do this." I'm like, "No, I don't want to be with you. What are you talking about?" And I remember one time. The SEC basketball tournament was in Memphis this one year, and that's not of importance. But my dad was like, "Hey, I'm gonna give you some money, and I want you to go down there and buy some tickets, so we can all go as a family. Buy a book, you know, because we all want to go." And Lisa and I went because I was done with school. Lisa was on spring break, and we went down to the pyramid. We got some tickets from some Vanderbilt fans, I think, that had lost. Somebody had lost, whatever. We bought a book.
Probably Vandy.
And we got tickets together, and it was just her. We bought 4 books for all of us, but Mom and Dad didn't make it down. So I was like, you know what? Let's just stay down here. We had nothing else to do. You know, it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The evening games are going to start at 6:30, 7, whatever time it was. And we watched these 2 games. In Arkansas, in Arkansas, that's the reason we were going, obviously. And Arkansas wasn't playing until the next day because they had a bye. So we went and watched, and this is one, even my buddy Roger loves this story to this day, is we were sitting there watching the game, or we were watching LSU and, I don't know, it was LSU and somebody. And the reason why I remember this story is because we could hear the band kept playing, and I was like, "Where's this band coming from?" And Lisa couldn't see it. And I was like, "Oh, there's the LSU band. They're right over there." And Lisa's like, "Huh? I don't know them." What? LSU's playing right now. Then later that day, the next game, she went to go. She wanted a lemonade, and I said, "All right, well, I don't want a lemonade. Here's some money. You can go get some." So she came back up. She walked up the stairs, and she kind of hit the last step, and she kind of fell, and she busted all the lemonade everywhere. But that was kind of one of the first times, instead of like me going, I was like, I felt bad for her. Not bad, but I was like, "Aw." You know, but I thought about that. If I was 16 and she was 12, I'd have laughed at her and made fun of her. Instead, I picked her up, and I said, "Hey, you know what? I'll go get you another lemonade, because I know you wanted that." But anyway, we have a bucket list that we want to do on sporting events. We've got to cross off a couple. But the main thing is excuse me. Kyle, you were the best fit for Lisa that I could pick out, and I mean, I'm one of her best friends. I could not pick out a finer person to be with her. For me to know that you genuinely care about her, you know, that goes to Mr. and Miss Abby as well, for raising Kyle the right way. I've got a lot more stories. I'm done. I can't do it anymore. I'm going to lose it. To Kyle and Lisa.
My name is Drew Gert. I met Kyle in third grade, and
He broke your window, Travis.
he did. Yeah, he broke many.
Why have both of y'all broken stuff?
But I met Kyle in third grade. The Abby's moved to William & Mary, and so we got to know each other well then. So I've got a lot to talk about. So I've got a list. Everybody here knows Kyle cusses a lot. I was there when he. I was lucky enough to be there when Kyle cussed for the first time.
For the first one?
First time ever.
What was that, like 2 years old?
Kyle was in third grade. He was in elementary school. So he comes over to the neighborhood. First thing he says, guys, we're having a water gun fight. He says, guys, do not get me wet. I've got to go to church. So we say, all right, Kyle, we won't do it. Next thing you know, we get every water gun on him. And we're soaking him. We're chasing him home. And he's on his bicycle. His bicycle, his tire busts. So then he just leaves that there, starts sprinting. So we're chasing. Then we get to his house, and we're bringing his bike back to him, trying to be nice. He goes off on us. We had never heard him say one cuss word ever, but he lets out the two most vulgar cuss words. I think Miss Abby walked outside right then as he was doing it. And I was there too. I was there. But, in the face. And he tried to hit Brian in the face. You? Exactly. No idea. Kevin, no idea. Yeah, Kyle and I started out kind of outcast too. We rode the school bus and we didn't talk to a lot of people. But Kyle had a Walkman. Remember that? Yeah. And so we would listen to Tony, and Billy Joel back to back. He would listen to it. He'd hand it to me. I'd listen to it. He wouldn't talk to anybody else. We would just sit there and listen to those two songs. We're probably the most insocial kids on the bus, and we could care less. Kyle had a pink go-kart growing up.
No, for some reason, it wasn't pink until he spray painted it.
Yeah. And then he got some pink spray paint. But the funny thing was, Mr. Abby would ride it more than Kyle would. We'd be hanging out in the neighborhood, and Mr. Abby would drive by. He liked the paint. He liked the paint. And then we got to high school.
Can I tell a story about that real quick?
That's fine.
On the go-kart, he had one speed fast. And when he'd go around the corner, he would have it gunned all the way, and he'd lean into it, and he'd skid around the corner. He had no braking whatsoever on that go-kart. The first vehicle we got him, a real car, was a truck, wasn't it?
It's the Mexican truck.
Yeah. I was following him home one day. He was coming into the neighborhood. the brake lights never went on the car to make a right-hand turn. All I saw was lean, and the car was skidding going around the corner. He picked it up of a bad habit from the go-kart. And
Robin's racing.
needless to say, 20 speeding tickets later,
16. 16. There were some phases in high school where he would just try all these new looks, and he had some interesting ones. One of them was guy with black hair. He showed up his hair. Yeah. He had huge pants. Like, huge pants. I'm pretty sure he died. He painted his fingernails black.
Wow, yeah. Mascara.
That was one phase. Then he had an M&M phase when everybody was dyeing their hair yellow. Kyle did that.
He did it too. He had a redneck phase too. A redneck phase.
Out here. Okay. And put your chairs to the back, and you're going to have to take off your shoes.
I don't know, this is a Desi game.
Wow, all right.
Crazy game. All right. You'll keep one of your shoes, okay, and give the other to Kyle. And then you keep one of your shoes and give the other.
I have to take both my shoes off?
Yeah.
Okay.
And hold one of your shoes. So you've got a,
That girl does?
let's see, you have a Lisa shoe and a Kyle.
Y'all won't pass people around. Y'all be like,
We're doing this later.
The thing I'm going to do is just ask you guys some questions.
okay.
Because I thought that it would be kind of fun for all of us to see how well Kyle and Lisa really know each other. And then for us to get to know them a little better as well. So when I ask you a question, you just raise the shoe that you think it is. Like if you think that it's Lisa, you would raise the Lisa shoe. If you think it's Kyle, you would raise the Kyle shoe.
Okay.
Got it?
Got it.
You got it?
I'm in.
Who is the biggest football fan? Lisa! Who is the funniest? Y'all are 2 for 2. Who is the one who wears the pants in the relationship? It was split.
you're wrong.
Who is the best cook?
Are you serious?
Who was the first to say I love you? Who has the most fun? That was a tie. Who is the most romantic? Alright, this one should be easy. Who talks on the phone the most? That was who made that first move?
Phil.
Phil, come on.
Who has the quirkiest habits? He definitely does. Who is usually right? Once you're married, who will be in charge of the finances? You went on that one really quick. Who is the messiest? Who has the final say?
Mama.
Amazing as you're wrong.
Who is the first to make up after a fight? You have to answer.
We're in a fight right now. You guys didn't even know about it.
Are you going to answer? Or is that just... All right, well, who started that fight in the first place?
That's me.
Who's the best kisser? Okay. All right, last question. Who do you love the most? You guys, I love you more than anything. I wish you all the happiness and fun times in the world. You guys are perfect for each other, and here's to many years ahead.
In a room full of Auburn and Alabama fans.
Go Vols. Roll Tide.
And one LSU. But I also want to say this. Cheerleading is what got us in. Really. I'm sitting in the big chair in the living room. Lisa's in 7th grade, 6th grade. And she rolls in and she's, Daddy, can I be a cheerleader? And I'm sitting there, you know, I'm old school. And I'm thinking, let's see here, cheerleader. Rah rah, sis football. Football.
Wiggle, wiggle, war that eagle.
Hey. But later I learned it was bang, bang, choo choo train. But anyway, I said, sure. That's great, Lisa.
Train it.
You know? We raised Nancy and I raised 2 children, and Paul was our baseball guy. Lisa was our cheerleader. Paul won a national championship in baseball, high school. Lisa won a national championship in cheerleading. So I thought, you know, both of them did. But anyway, the cheerleading started us down the road to meeting a lot of people. And Lisa chose to go to cheerleading camp at the University of Alabama. So you start to see the connection here. And when it came time to choose a place to go to college, we had to talk. And she wanted to know if it'd be okay if we went to look at Alabama. And I said, sure. I don't really, I think Alabama's a good school and they'll give you a good education. Not far away. Not far away. So we went down and, you know, things went from there and we ended up at Alabama. All right, so we're at Alabama and we're meeting a lot of nice people, you know. The friend with the family is over here and we met them. Lisa bumped with Shelly and Jennifer here. We met Laura Herring, we met Katie, we met, and I don't want to start naming names because I'll leave somebody out. But it was great. We got to meet a whole bunch of people. Of course, they were all smiles usually when I came down there because we couldn't have a football game and they won. Most of the time. But later on, you know, it became apparent that Lisa really liked Alabama and really fell in love with not only the school and the people in Alabama, but wanted to stay there. And one thing led to another. The next thing I hear is she's on a kickball team in Birmingham, and her coach has asked her out a few times. And then I got a direct report, because Nancy heard about it, and Nancy's our advanced scout. Hey, she hasn't figured this out yet. We work as a team. I said, so Nancy goes down for a girl weekend with Lisa in Birmingham. And it's during the kickball deal that y'all were doing, a tournament or at the end of the season. Y'all went out all as a team, I think, to dinner. And so Nancy spies Kyle, and somebody at the table says, "Yeah, that's Kyle. Kyle's dating Lisa. You need to talk. You need to talk to Kyle." So Nancy is not shy. So she just kind of went down to Kyle and introduced herself. Wanted to know, you know, hey, what's going on here? You know. I hear you and Lisa are going out. But, anyway, kind of got to know him a little bit. And things progressed from there. And I knew we were in trouble when Lisa called me and says, "Hey, Dad, would it be all right with you if I bring Kyle home with me this weekend?" And I thought, well, sure. Yeah, that's great, you know. And then when Kyle showed up at our house, it didn't take long to figure out that he fit right in. I didn't have a single moment where I felt like, who is this joker? You know how it is. You got one daughter, you sure don't.
Yeah, he left us in Auburn that week. We went to Tuscaloosa for about the following 4 weeks.
There we go.
No, he was gone.
But anyway, things kind of progressed from there, and we have certainly enjoyed getting to know the Addy family. Tom and I, this is a secret, but we're fraternity brothers. We were both snakes, Sigma News. So that was something that we had in common that kind of broke the ice a little bit. But anyway, I just want to take this moment to tell Kyle and Lisa how happy that Nancy and I are that y'all decided to share your lives together. And this weekend, I want everyone in this room to have a wonderful time tomorrow night. We're certainly going to enjoy putting it on. I have one daughter only, and we're going to send her out in style.
All right, let's all just be honest. Colin's the most abrasive asshole we all met. I mean, seriously though, like there's been days where she's asked me, "What do I wear?" And I'm just like, "Let's call Colin and ask him what you should wear, because he will tell you straight up. You look like doo-doo in that, or whatever." But no, the past year we've started doing this YouTube thing. I don't know, y'all may know or not know anything about it. But going back to the whole fire alarm video, Kyle was the videographer for that. Yeah. So I will give him credit for teaching me the skills to get this YouTube thing down. We've got so many stories. He can talk anybody into anything. You
That is true.
That I was the guy that would do dares and stuff like that in high school. But you and Nick would dare me to do stuff, but it was Kyle's. Do it now! Go on! Go! They got me to do it, and that's what I love about Kyle. He will tell you how it is. He is honest. He is truthful. Like Phil elaborated on, he is a friend's friend, a man's man, and congratulations. We love you and we appreciate it.
All right, this is gonna work. One, I want to thank my dad and my mom for hosting a great dinner. Yes. It's gonna be. I'm gonna always remember this night, this dinner, and my parents did a lot for it. Two, if you guys haven't been to a good party, Joel's throwing this little shindig tomorrow night. That's it's gonna be awesome tomorrow night. Everybody that traveled, it was worth the 6-hour drive. After quit making the Savannah when you were thinking you shouldn't be here, tomorrow night's gonna prove it wrong. Bon Jovi playing. Free bird. But I honestly. I've been so wrapped up in the wedding, I forgot about the fact that I had to have this moment. And in the truck right here, Lisa reminded me. She goes, "You know, you got to say something at the rehearsal dinner." And I was like, "Shit," like, and I kind of got nervous for a little bit. I've been thinking for a long time. And
it's okay if you cry.
I might cry. I don't know that I will. I might. But it kind of all came to fruition a little bit. Lisa and I went and got our marriage license.
Yeah.
And we were driving back in the low country, smooth South Carolina roads, and she was talking about something that I wasn't paying attention to. and it just kind of came out. I said, "I'm just like my dad." It just rolled out. And I don't know why I was thinking about my dad. I think because maybe you were gonna have to drive there the next day, but I'm just like my dad. She said, "What do you mean?" And I don't know. I don't know what I mean when I say that. I'm just like my dad. I thought about it. No, we're good. This weekend is over the top. It's way nicer than what I'm used to and what any of us used to. Where we're not people that enjoy weekends like this often. I mean, we're just not. And it was just my dad is a wholesome guy, and that's where it came from. I just enjoy wholesome things. My family raised me to just enjoy good things, like good conversation, a good steak, friends, and good family. And that's why I love the Woods, because they're just like that. You don't have to impress them. I didn't have to walk in and say, "Here, Joel, here's who I am, here's what I'm going to do for you." I walked in and the Woods were just as wholesome as I was. And it was just honesty. It was just good, wholesome honesty. And that's the way everybody here is tonight. It's good wholesomeness that we're all here. I don't like any of you because you have better money, or because you're better looking, or because you grill a better steak, or because you don't like Auburn. It's just, nobody here is impressing anybody. It's just good, honest wholesomeness. And I can't wait to share those good feelings with you for the rest of my life. Those are going to be so good. I love you so much. And it's just going to be awesome. It's just going to be so good. We're going to have good, wholesome moments at times we don't realize it. And I can't wait to just keep having those good, wholesome moments with you. All right, that's it. Everybody,